Robertson. I'm a content developer here in Contemporary Science by day, and tonight I'm masterminding a zombie apocalypse and overseeing a zombie lab, which I'm really excited about. We're running a zombie academy, and that involves training both how to walk, how to sound, and then also how to react to things, because the way that zombies' brains work is a bit different to how people's brains work, and so it's important to have all the nuances correct if you're going to be able to act like a zombie.
Take an imaginary book, stick it in your head, and lead with that, but let that point of tension be the thing that leads you forward while the rest of the face goes slack. It would look something like tension, slack, and you'd lead forward with that.
First thing that people think about is this kind of jerky gait that they have, which is not fluid and has this very jerky quality to it. And I would argue, because I'm a neuroscientist, that this arises in part from disruption of the cerebellum. Now, the cerebellum is an area in the brain which is known to promote balance and fluidity of movement. So if they have cerebellum damage, then that could account for the somewhat characteristically jerky way they walk.
Basically, you know when you come out on a night out, you're very drunk, you're trying to get the keys in the door, you've got that sort of wobble, that's your walk, and all you got to do is aim for the target and try and eat it.
I just got out my grave last night, especially for this tonight.
Other than the fact that there's zombies in the museum, which is quite unique for us, there's going to be a quarantine game, there's going to be a trial, a live trial of both a zombie and a zombie killer, which we think is an interesting ethical question to explore in terms of what do you need to know about the minds of the people involved to make, for society to make a decision about how they should be treated.
The Pro-Zombie Action Group, come and sign our petition.
Thank you very much.
Zombies are people too. Come and join the protest.
At the weekend, there's going to be things like a zombie being rigged up to a real EEG machine or a BIS monitor, which is what anaesthetists use. And so there will be those kind of demonstrations taking place that explore consciousness deeply, but also with that kind of fun element.
There's going to be a lot of brains here, and we just decided to feast on a lot of brains, you know, just try and get to as many brains as possible.
Well, one thing I hope the public will learn, apart from having a lot of fun, is about some of the really exciting scientific research that's going on right now about the brain mechanisms underlying conscious experience for the rest of us, and maybe provoke some questions within the public about what consciousness really is.
How do you prove that you're not a zombie? The crucial thing is to make sure that your consciousness is functioning correctly, so things like your memory and your spatial awareness are all working.
And zombies clearly don't have this capacity to process the feelings of others, so I would also argue that their ability to inflict sort of damage and pain and mayhem is underscored by a deficit in their capacity for empathy.
How do you outwit a zombie? The average zombie is relatively slow-moving and not particularly clever, and so typically hiding behind something, take advantage of a lack of short-term memory, get out of their field of vision, they might think that you're not there anymore. And then Scarpa.